Hi there, thanks for tuning in. My name is Maria. Today I'm going to make my homemade creamy chicken pie. So stick around. I'm in the kitchen and ready to go. Here's the ingredients we'll need for my creamy chicken pie. We need some flour, some butter, some frozen peas and leeks, onion, garlic, carrots, a large chicken breast, a chicken bouillon, some heavy cream, some chives, some turmeric, onion powder, some salt and pepper, and I am using pre-made pastry shell for our pie, our casserole dish. All right, so let's get started. We're going to need the large chicken breast cut into small pieces, so that's the first thing. I've gone ahead and washed it already. And I'll show you, we want bite-sized pieces of the chicken. It won't take long to cook. I'll be seasoning it. Small little bite size. Actually, that's a little too big. How about something like that? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in our frying pan. I'm using a different angle here today for this video. I'm hoping you can see me. This chicken breast is pretty big. I couldn't tell you exactly how much it weighs. I've got the scale downstairs. Of course, Alan did tell me to go ahead and buy one, but I haven't. He uses it all the time for his pizza. It's measuring the flour and the sauces and things like that. Okay, so this won't take long. We're going to season our chicken breast, and I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of turmeric, some garam masala, and maybe a little bit of salt. In that frying pan, I'll put 2 tablespoons of butter. Won't be using any olive oil today for this dish. Okay, I think that's good enough. I could probably cut them a little bit smaller, but it's just Alan and I, so we're okay with those big chunks. Okay, so let's get them in the frying pan. I'm gonna bring you down so you can see. There we go. A couple tablespoons of butter. Be generous. We're going to use that also in our pie, so nothing is wasted. So if you add too much butter, it'll be fine. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, some onion powder, that's a teaspoon. Ooh, it smells good already. 1 teaspoon of garam masala. Love this stuff. My oven's preheated, so I'm going to go ahead and bake the pie shell. It won't take long, maybe 10 minutes, if that. Not sure if we're going to use a larger pot or casserole dish. I don't have any pie plates here, so well, I've got an oval one, but I don't want to use the oval one, so I'm going to use this one here. All right. Give this a stir. It smells so yummy, baby. I love it. Okay, I gotta cut the extra dough because I will use that for the top. You want to keep that nice and moist, so I'm gonna wrap it in a damp paper towel. It doesn't dry out. Nothing fancy, doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. Okay, let's press it along the sides. Okay, stick it in the oven for about 10 minutes. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it back in this wrap here, packaging wrap. We just don't want to dry it out. Keep that aside. Keep cooking that chicken. We're gonna add our salt. Smells so good. So good. Oh boy. I could eat that just like that with a piece of bread. I'm going to go ahead and take 1 cup of water, half a cube of chicken bouillon into that cup of water that will soon come to a boil. Our chicken's pretty much done now. So I've got my cup of chicken broth boiled. Doesn't look like much. I've got my second pot here ready to go. I've got it on low heat, and to that I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of butter. Okay. And a 1/3 cup of my chopped onions, nicely chopped up. I actually end up chopping up the whole onion, but I'm using it for another dish, for the balance of the onions. So, didn't take long. So we're going to saute that. You know, I love onions. It's starting to smell delicioso. I'll show you the chicken. It looks so good. And I've already, well, guilty of eating a few pieces of it's so lovely. Now, my chunks are quite large. They should be smaller, and you know, if you had leftover chicken, you can make this dish as well. But I didn't have any leftover chicken, so I just used 1 chicken breast, large chicken breast. And typically I would shred it, but in this case I cubed it, and that's fine. All right, so there goes the onions and the butter. Smells so good. I'm gonna go ahead and add my salt and pepper. Quarter teaspoon for now. Fresh ground pepper. Ooh, I love it. I know Alan's gonna add more on his dish. He always does. In my pot with the chicken stock, oops, I'm gonna turn it up to a medium flame, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my 1 cup of frozen leeks and half a cup of frozen peas. Okay, let's get our flour. Oops. Turn that down. So we've added a 1/3 cup of flour to our onion and butter going to cook up that flour. I'm going to add just a little bit of milk, probably not quite a 1/3 cup, because I'm using a whole cup of heavy cream. All right, that looks good. So when you see that the flour, when you stir and you see there's, when you do that and you see how thick the flour's gotten, then you're ready for the next step. That didn't take a minute. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. So I said 1/4 teaspoon, so let's go a whole teaspoon. To our peas and our leeks, we're gonna add our carrots, which I've peeled and chopped up. Oh, by the way, I've removed my pie crust. I'm not sure if I've said that already. So it's nice and brown. It didn't take long. We're going to add our milk. The milk added to the flour, onion, butter. It gets thick pretty quick. And then, see how that? I gotta show you this. Just one moment. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? See what happens? It just becomes like a big goo. I'm going to turn off the heat because I don't want to overcook this. I'm going to add my heavy cream and I'm going to whisk this together. Now turn the heat off on it. It's gotten really thick. Let's add another 1/3 cup of milk. We do have the chicken broth, but I know this recipe and it's gotten really thick. So have a 1/3 cup of milk. Not gonna hurt it. All right, that's better. At this point, I'm gonna press 3 cloves of garlic into this delicious creamy sauce. Oh, that's nice. It's not so much the peas and leeks because they don't take long to cook. It's the carrots. And surprisingly, the carrots are already al dente, which is nice. That's one of the reasons why you want to chop them up in small. Let's get 3 cloves of garlic ready with my amazing garlic press. You don't have to remove the skins. What I love about this. 3 cloves, done. This is such a delicious pie, and you know, it doesn't have to be winter, like a cold day, to have something like this. This is just nice. You can serve it on its own, or with any side if you'd like. So that's good. So I got the chicken ready, the peas, the carrots, the leeks, my sauce, my garlic's been pressed into this delicious gooey mixture. And our next step is, let's give this a quick stir. Show you what that looks like. Nice and creamy. Oh, that's lovely. All right, we're gonna turn off the burner now. We're gonna switch burners. We're gonna take our peas, leeks, carrots, and the stock is almost evaporated. And we're going to take our delicious sauce and we're going to put it into our vegetables. Now, you do mush the peas a little bit, but I'm not going to do it too much because I don't, it's totally up to you if you want to do that. But you're supposed to mush a few of the peas. It's not difficult to make this dish. It just seems like there's a lot to it, but they're really If you count how many ingredients go into it, it's not that much. Okay, just gonna gently fold it, mix it. Yep, that's exactly what we want. Always test your food. Matter of fact, I would put a little bit extra salt in there. The cream really sweetens it up, and so does the carrots, the peas, and the onions. Dried chives, don't have any fresh. I'm adding half a tablespoon of dried chives. And the last thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our chicken and the butter, the melted butter we have in the chicken here with the seasoning. We want all that into our pot. Everything goes in there. That's just flavor upon flavor. Yum, looking delicioso. We're gonna taste test it. Seasoning. Oh, yum, it's good. At this point, you can either add a little bit of extra salt and pepper, or you can leave it this way, and then when you're serving, you just individually add your salt and pepper. But it is ready for our pie casserole dish. So here is our filling ready to go. We've got the chicken chunks in there, carrots, leeks, peas, garlic, our seasonings, our cream, our milk, chicken stock, and that's the consistency that we want. Okay, casserole dish with the crust. It's been baked for about 10 minutes, just a little golden brown on the edges. My pie is ready. Notice how I didn't put any holes in the bottom of that because I don't want the pie to ooze out. Go ahead and pour that in there. The garam masala and the bit of turmeric gives it that nice color. And of course, some flavor. You can't go wrong with garam masala. It's just a lovely combination of seasonings. And you can find it just about anywhere, any grocery store. Okay. Now the last thing left to do here, I have to look at. It's so good. Bits that I cut from the edges. And we're just going to set it on top like this. Again, it doesn't have to be fancy. It's going to look amazing when it's all baked, and it's going to taste even better than it looks. I'm going to take egg wash and just quickly give this a brush with the egg wash on top. So I've got one egg here, which I'm going to use to coat my crust on top. You don't need much. I'm going to cover it with tin foil. We're going to bake it in the oven. And then about 5 minutes before, we're going to remove the tin foil and let the top brown a bit. And that's my creamy chicken pie. 425 for 30 to 40 minutes. Okay. Into the oven it goes. Preheated. Just removed my creamy chicken pie out of the oven, and it looks wonderful. Now I removed the tin foil about 5 minutes before the timer was up, so I cooked it for 40 minutes. Now it's going to sit for about 10-15 minutes. I've got my broccoli for the side. Just got it on the flame. And I'll see you at plating. We're ready to eat, so we're going to dig in, as we always do.
Some vino, Maria?
Yes, please. Stop, stop. Turned out really nice. So go ahead, you can cut it. So I baked it for about 40 minutes. Last 5 minutes, I removed the tin foil and it gently browned the top. We're serving.
We're not going to spill that, are you?
That's right. Don't need any red juice all over my furniture. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get that out.
Like you always do. Won't be perfectly perfect coming out, but it's fine. There we go. You should have just gone ahead and did yourself up.
It's pretty hot.
Hurry, hurry! We want to know what it tastes like.
Looks too hot to eat.
Well, it's been sitting for about 15 minutes already.
I'm going to put a little pepper on. Is that all right?
Sure. I already told the audience that you love pepper. Well, we're going to end up putting a lot of pepper on it.
Look at that. It's like lava.
All right.
It's delicious.
A little too hot?
A little, yeah. It's delicious. Cheers.
Okay. Plated, finished, ready to eat. Leeks, peas, carrots, onions, cream, seasoning. And for the side, I've done broccoli with just butter and some grated Parmesan, and that's all it is. All right, so we're gonna sit down and enjoy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dig in. Oh, here's my timer. We've got something else cooking away. So we're gonna enjoy our dinner, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video. And certainly hope you're gonna try cooking this recipe because it's pretty darn good. It's a hearty meal. You can serve it as on its own. You don't even need a side for it unless you want some meat on it. Yeah?
Cheers.
Cheers. Buon appetito.
Please subscribe, click the notification bell, leave a comment. You've really been leaving some good comments. Thank you very much. Have a good night. See you soon.
Bye-bye.